guys, welcome to Clockwork and Noodles. This is the end of season review for Winter Anime 2022. It's been a fantastic season full of unique gems that have been out there. Before we get going, guys, make sure you guys are subscribed. I am Clockwork and Noodles. I break down seasonal anime. I'm going to be crowning my top 3 anime of the season, giving you some hidden gems. There's going to be 2. I'm breaking the trend and you'll understand why when I get to it. I have to pick 2. We're also going to be talking about Spring Anime 2022, all the good anime coming our way. What am I going to be watching and what am I breaking down? So what am I watching in my own time? And I'll describe to you guys some of the cool gems that I think are worth taking a peek. Not everything will be on this list. There's stuff that I'm not watching, or there's sequels coming out of stuff that I haven't even seen for the first seasons of. It's generally just things that I am going to be watching, find interesting, think that you should go and check out. And then we'll be doing the breakdowns for the channel. There are 4 animes to review this season, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about those anime. There is a Discord channel too for you guys to get notified whenever videos go up. And also a big thank you to everybody who has been loyal to the channel and continued to go through season and season and check out all of my releases. That really does help. I do pick up on the names. A big thank you to you guys. It means a lot. Hopefully we can generate some more noodlings this season as well to come onto the channel. But let's get to it. We're going to start, as always, with our honourable mentions. These are hidden gems. Animes that I think are not getting enough attention that they deserve. Things that I think that have gone under the radar that people need to go and check out. First one I'm going to do quickly, and you'll understand why I'm crowning 2 because of what number 1 is. The first hidden gem is Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Yes, a movie is making it onto the list simply because it is possible that people who are not in Japan are unaware that it is out in the cinemas right now where they are. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend going to check it out. You don't even have to have seen the first season because it's a prequel. There is a season 2 announcement for this year. Really want to break it down on the channel. Generally, I wouldn't put Jujutsu Kaisen on the hidden gem list because it's not really hidden gem. There's a lot of people out there who absolutely love it to pieces anyway, and it's getting a lot of hype that it deserves. But the movie itself, just in case you're unaware, this is a bit more of a PSA, is out there, guys. Make sure you're hitting it up. Their action scenes are fantastic. The songs are fantastic. I have been listening to Greatest Strength on repeat. It's beautiful. So definitely my first hidden gem of the season. The second hidden gem for me is Slow Loop. Slice of life is not for everyone. On this channel, you guys know me. I love slice of life. I believe an anime title like this, which has been solid throughout, deserves a bit more love, deserves you checking it out. If you have got some time. We've had some very heavy animes this season, things like genocide going on, dealing with the idea of divorce and death. These young girls have both lost a parent. They're now coming together where their parents are remarrying, finding yourself, finding your way. The backdrop to fishing. Fishing may not be for you, and it generally isn't a hobby that I find enjoyable. You guys know me. I do love a good story. There's also the element of cooking, which does go on, and I do appreciate cooking animes as well. The 2 main characters are absolutely lovable. It should definitely be on your list if you've missed it this season. Go check it out. There's something that you can relax to if you need a break from all of the heavy genocide and death that has happened. Most of the big titles brought along with them a good old dosing of everybody dying. An anime like Slow Loop is great to take the edge off. Third position, we have My Dress Up Darling. I loved it so much. I love the way that it ended. I don't think this anime needs a great deal of introduction. I mentioned it on my midway review. It was in 3rd place then, and it's still in 3rd place. There's definitely been a shake-up in my top 3, but Dress Up Darling survived, and it's in 3rd place. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic, not only because I love the cosplay and the modelling and the photography elements, because of the story itself, because of the characters, because of the chemistry, because of the pacing. It's not just your typical romance anime tropes that make you feel a bit bittersweet at the end, because normally they play heavily into jealousy, or they play heavily into adding in a bit of tension by adding a love interest. No, it's about 2 high school students finding their way. One of them is a recluse who has a very interesting hobby. The other one is out there, complete polar opposites. And it's about the 2 matching up, using their skills to come together, support one another, bring out all the best in them. It's funny. It's absolutely hilarious. There are moments that are going to have you rolling on the floor. The artwork is beautiful. Up there for one of the best looking anime of the season, next door to things like Akebi, which look gorgeous, but sadly not for me. This anime is up there. There are some gorgeous moments. The use of the fireworks CGI as well. That is going to be one of the best scenes that we can take away. A very nice ending as well. Good place to end. I felt happy in the end, and it was definitely a heartwarming story. 3 heartwarming stories. If you count Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, it's also heartwarming the way that wraps up as well. Some heartwarming stories for you guys. Just make it a bit easier when you've got all the genocide, you've got the rumbling going on behind me. Number 2 isn't a happy title, but it's on there, and I do feel a bit sneaky putting it in second place. I had to. I didn't really get to talk about it because of the way it delayed itself. 86 Part 2. I had to. I'm sorry. I know this feels really, really spicy, and I've snuck it in, and we had 2 episodes. But those 2 episodes were masterpieces. They wrapped up a story. One hell of a conclusion. It made me cry. I was writing a script. My script was awfully wet. All of this build-up, all of the death that's going on, and yes, this isn't a heartfelt one, but it had a heartfelt ending. It all finally came together, and we finally got the thing that we were all waiting for. The thing that had been teased in the OP. The first of the 2 delayed episodes was a masterpiece in cinematography. I thought it was very, very well conscripted and composed. Lots of nice juxtapositioning going on, lots of nice visuals going on. The soundboard is gorgeous because it's Hiroyuki Sawano. 86 is an anime that I never thought I would be putting this high on my list. Generally, I'm not into this kind of anime, but with 86, with the action, with the plot line, with how highly emotional it gets at times, I found myself more and more involved in the action going on screen. The lighting is absolutely gorgeous. You know how much I love lighting. Symbology is everywhere. You have to rewatch episodes just to pick up on all the hidden aspects. There's so many aspects out there. If you are new to my channel, go and check out the playlist for 86 because there is a few episodes where I just dedicated to breaking down all of the symbology because there was so much out there. But at 86, every single episode, I was writing note after note because there was so much going on. There were so many hidden aspects. The team are fantastic here who are behind other fantastic works. So it is absolutely not surprising that an anime like this is consistent, has a great plot, has a great storyline, has a lot of great chemistry and characters. Fully recommend you go check out 86 now that it's all fully out there and you can go and binge watch it. You don't have to wait like the rest of us did. The gap, the delay was 86 days. They did that on purpose. It makes me wonder if they could have put it out earlier. But at the same time, I see what you did there. This 86 days, there's a lot of really hidden little details like that because the team really do put so much effort into that anime. I feel bad putting number 1 where it is, but it means more to me. I can imagine that the 2 anime are interchangeable when it comes to number 1 for different people and who you speak to. But number 1 for me is going to Demon Slayer Season 2. And yes, Attack on Titan isn't on the list. Playing around with the top 3 for quite a while. Demon Slayer Season 2, even though it was short, it was about 11 episodes and I really wish it had more. It did everything it needed to do in 11 episodes. We were introduced to a new Hashira. Even though it was quick, I found myself warming to the guy. I didn't initially like him in episode 1, but you find yourself warming to a character in only 11 episodes. In such a short time, the anime spends a lot of time making its characters really, really personable. All the characters are unique. All the characters mesh together. And the animation, those fight sequences are just insane. And we're not talking about a big studio like Mappa here. We're talking about Ufotable. And their team isn't anywhere near as big as Mappa. We've got fantastic sequences going on. We've got very big changes going on with our cast. Tanjiro is developing new powers, more skill sets. A lot's going on over there. Nezuko, we have a huge section of her starting to take on a new form, which is every single character has something going on with them. And only recently have I found myself realizing I love Inosuke. Inosuke is such a great character. Didn't really think much of him initially, but more and more am I finding myself going, that's hilarious. When he did the scorpion pose, I was forever trying to do that and almost broke my back, but I love that character. He's fantastic. And this is a season, even though it's short, of the characters coming together to work together. And when we get all 3 of them taking on the demons on the roof, that is absolutely amazing. Great cinematography, great colour, great lights, art, music, everything. Demon Slayer has one of the best soundtracks out of the more modern shonen that are new. I do think Demon Slayer has just got such a unique art style. And I have, of course, just made a Giyu cosplay. All the pictures are up on my Instagram and on my Facebook. I loved it so much that I just had to have a cosplay of Giyu. He wasn't in this season, but I'm also glad because anybody who's in this season runs the risk of dying. I loved it to pieces and I do wish it had been a little longer, but it gave me everything I needed. My jaw on the floor episode after episode. Demon Slayer is just something I was enjoying more. I ended up not really finding a place to put Attack on Titan on the list. I don't know if my enjoyment is still there, but I love watching it because I recognise it's good. I recognise the impact that Attack on Titan has had. So that is my top 3. Please be gentle in the comments below. Just bear in mind that this is all based on my opinion, what I enjoy. You could have easily put Attack on Titan in the first place. For me, it was between the two, and Demon Slayer every time was just coming up a little bit more for me. It was giving me a bit more enjoyment. Any other season, if it was quieter, Attack on Titan would probably still be on the list. And if you look at the midway review, it was in second place anyway. None of this stuff really matters at the end of the day. You can go through a million billion different top 3 lists and everyone's going to be different. You might just see a few titles starting to crop up again and again. End of winter 2022. It's been a fantastic season. There's been a lot of interesting animes out there. There's been a lot to watch, and I'm happy that winter has started off in such a good note, because the next season, which I'm about to talk about, is a bit different. There's not as many big titles coming our way, but there are a lot of hidden gems, and I think there's a lot of potential for sleeper hits. Without further ado, starting as I always do, I'm going to start with the anime I'm watching in my own time. These are the animes I'm not breaking down. I won't be producing any YouTube videos for them. I will go through them, give you a brief lowdown, what they're about, whether they're of interest to you guys. I will give you their air date as well. It's time to get some new titles down. As always, we start with the sequels first, and then we'll go into the new titles at the end. And then I'll tell you what full anime I'm breaking down on the season in YouTube video form. Let's go. We're going to start with the sequels, and a sequel that I didn't think I'd be talking about. It's technically not a sequel, it's an OVA, and there's 2 episodes, but it is Moriarty the Patriot. Moriarty the Patriot was one of the most successful breakdowns I did on this entire channel. There are no other breakdowns aside maybe Mr. Love. Nothing that even comes close to level of response that those breakdowns got. And yes, I ended up not doing the final episodes just because I didn't like the way that the series ended. I didn't like the route they took, and it wouldn't have been fair for me to come out with something that I wasn't wholeheartedly into. They were hugely popular on this channel. Moriarty the Patriot, if you are not aware, it is an anime about Moriarty, the antagonist of the Sherlock Holmes story. It's a very interesting anime. I definitely recommend it. There are some really good episodes which I really enjoyed. A lot of the details in that anime are very nicely researched. I would also recommend, if you are curious, go and check out the breakdowns I did for Moriarty the Patriot. There are going to be 2 OVAs airing on the 26th of April. I am open to do the 2 breakdowns for those episodes if you guys really want it. It's going to be interesting to see what Moriarty gets up to, what Sherlock gets up to, where it takes it from, are they slotted in halfway through or not, but I can't wait to check it out. Another sequel airing this spring is going to be Komi Can't Communicate. This is coming out on the 6th of April. This is the second core. I always get really confused if it counts as a season or a core. I'm going to put it as core for now because I think it is just the second core of Komi. Komi is one of those where you either absolutely think it's the best thing on the planet or you really don't like it. I am one of those people who enjoy watching it because I think it's really pretty, but it's not up there for like top or anything. I wouldn't put it up near Dress Up Darling because I had so much fun with that. But Komi Can't Communicate is coming back with more shenanigans of the girl who struggles to communicate, and we get into some more shenanigans going down with the fun-filled cast. The biggest problem when it comes to Komi Can't Communicate, there is one character in particular who is passive-aggressive and toxic, and I just don't like that character, but they are in it a lot because they're part of the main cast, and it's just one character who really ruins my viewing experience, sadly. But I will be watching Komi Can't Communicate airing on the 6th. Can't wait to see what we get up to. Another OVA this time round is The Ancient Magus Bride. Technically, it has already been airing and there are currently 2 of the 3 OVAs out. The 3rd OVA will come out in April as well. The Ancient Magus Bride, I feel, is an anime that doesn't get enough love, and I think it went under the radar, and I really do recommend you guys check it out if you're into anything supernatural, folklore, a little bit scary, a little bit just different and weird. The characters are lovable, the characters are unique. It is also set in the UK, and there are a lot of really nice folklore that they get right. There's a lot of details they get right, and it does focus on an MC who is a bit relatable in a sense that they start from a place where they've given up. They start from a place where it's all about watching a character grow into their strengths, grow into their confidences. It's amazing. That's just how weird this anime gets, and I definitely recommend you check it out before checking out the OVA. But Ancient Magus Bride, definitely worth checking out. The next anime I'm going to mention is technically a carryover from last period. That is Ryman's Club. I almost put Ryman's Club in my hidden gems category because I really enjoyed Ryman's Club. Ryman's Club is an anime about badminton, but it also focuses on a bit more of a mature cast. These guys are out of school, they've got a job, they work at a factory making weird sodas and weird foods, but they also play badminton in their companies. A unique concept I'm very not aware of, that a lot of teams out there sometimes are sponsored by companies. So if my company was to sponsor a team, they would obviously expect you to work, but then if there's tournaments coming up, they would put you for it, and that then gets the company reputation. It's a really fun anime. The characters are really heartfelt. I'm loving it. It's a really nice story. It's different. Something I wasn't expecting to get into. It's a sport anime. Anime really does make sports look amazing. Really enjoying this one, and I can't wait to see where it goes. It's a Friday release. It comes out every Friday. Really nice characters who struggle. They're realistic to get along with. They're all down to earth. This guy right here. I can't remember his name because my mind's gone blank. I love this guy. This guy's great. Next up, another season 2. This one I actually didn't like the first season of, but I'm putting it on the list because it had a good premise that I want to see fulfilled, but I have a feeling it's just going to let me down. But this is Science Fell in Love, so I tried to prove it. Second season, airing on April the 1st. I kind of found season 1 a bit of a yawn fest. But basically, we've got 2 scientists, 2 very smart characters, two top-of-the-class school characters who are trying to prove that love is a conditional thing, or love is easily explained by science. So they're trying to prove and deny the fact they are in love with each other. And it gets a little bit cliche at times and it bounces back and forward. But I'm placing it here because I know a lot of people really enjoyed the first season. Just letting you know, season 2 is back. Next up, one I never thought I would ever be saying again ever, because it's a very old anime. We have Black Rock Shooter. This is Dawn of Fall. This is a return. From what I can tell, it's a continuation. However, it seems to be a bit of a reboot because all the characters had a big makeover. And a nice fun fact, I cosplayed from Black Rock Shooter. I cosplayed Yomi in the Devil Horns maid style outfit. This is Yomi now, complete makeover, airing on April the 5th. If you are a fan of action, music as well, very good music in this one. It's gritty, it's cinematic. I call it cinematic because it's very stylized. It's not like a typical anime. Vocaloid as well, you've got your Miku lookalike in the Black Rock Shooter form, and a lot of Vocaloids have been repainted in the Black Rock Shooter form. These are the sequels coming out in this season. Another one I'm quickly going to mention because I always mention a movie. This one I am mentioning because we might be able to get it in the West because it's coming out on Netflix. Big movie that I am really hyped about, Bubble. This is by Wit. If you've been around on the channel long enough, you know how much I adore Wit's work. I love Wit. Wit is amazing. They're a studio who is not afraid to dabble in different things. Look at their work with Boji. And I'm going to be saying Ranking of Kings a bit later on because they have got multiple titles this season coming out. Bubble is the one I am most hyped for because it's also apparently a 3D work. The premise behind this one is in a isolated Japan, somewhere far-flung in the future, following parkour. If you go and look at the trailers right now, you will understand why I'm getting hyped because there's a lot of really nice shots, a lot of jumping around the environment, a lot of gorgeous colours. I don't 100% know the plot, I just know there's something to do with parkour. There's a main girl and a main guy, maybe they're going to fall in love, maybe they're not. There's bubbles everywhere, Japan is floating. Very hyped, really want to see this one. It is due to air on the 28th on Netflix, but I'm very hyped because it's coming out in movie form, which probably means we will also get it. We won't have to wait 6 months or a year down the line to get this movie. Very hyped to watch Bubble. Now let's go on to the original titles. These are new titles coming to the screen. First up, we have To Become a Real Heroine, The Unpopular Girl and The Secret Mission. There's a lot of long anime titles this season. This is airing April the 7th. We have a girl who is passionate about running. She is in high school. Her part-time job is a band apprentice, or an apprentice who manages a idol group, which is a very interesting one. Normally it's a girl who moonlights as an idol. This time round we've got a girl who really wants to do running, but she is also managing a band which gets quite popular. Slice of lifey, maybe some music hinted into it as well. But the art looks really nice and I like the idea of the girl being unpopular, being a bit more rough and ready, and bed hair all the way. Bed hair, completely relate to that. Next up, to add some spice to the season, we have Tomodachi Game, aka the death game that everyone is talking about, very similar to Squid Games. April the 5th, Battle Royale, school-based game, death game. There's money involved, there's a lot of death involved, there's this creepy character wearing a giant mascot head, very similar to Gleipnir. Anime this season don't feel as heavy as last season, but this is one of those which could be quite a heavy anime if there's a lot of death involved. Next up, we have Love All Play. This is April the 2nd. Following on from my Ryman Club 12, we have Badminton again. Curious to see how this one goes. Sport animes, it's probably going to be a lot of shouting, a lot of fun, and I can imagine at some point there might be a heartfelt moment. Next up, we have Diamond. This is airing on April the 6th. This is my slice of life. This is the anime I've been waiting for. This is the anime to replace Slow Loop for me. We have a slice of life with a man who inherits a sweet shop. So you've got your food anime right there. But he also inherits a young apprentice. So he takes on a very young apprentice. It's a story of the two helping each other out, him taking on a bit more of a fatherly role. It's heartwarming, and I really think this could be a sleeper hit of the season. It'll probably be their hidden gem at some point as well. It's an anime I've got a lot of hope for. It looks gorgeous. The sweets look gorgeous. Anything that showcases slice of life and food, generally you're on a good track and you can guarantee I'm going to be watching it. And that is April the 6th. Next up, we have High School Girl and the Magic Notebook. I don't have a great deal for this, except that this is going to be a travel guide to Japan. I think could be something that the Japanese Tourism Board has come up with. We've got a girl who is traveling around, making notes, talking about the areas she visits in Japan. Just me, a big sucker for wanting to know more about the culture. Animes like this really do attract my attention. Next up, we've got an anime that could go both ways, but I'm hoping it will be good. It is by Wit. This is Vampire in the Garden. The reason I say this could go both ways, because this is also being released by Netflix. Wit is doing 2 this season on Netflix. We've got Bubble coming out on Netflix and this one. Vampires who are trying to enslave the human race, as they always seem to do. It's an action series. Some of the art looks really, really good. Then some of the art doesn't look so good. So I'm a little bit nervous that it's going to look bad. There's a lot of Wit coming out. This isn't the end of the Wit studio list either. There's more coming out as well. 2 more, in fact. We have blood, we've got action, we've got very pretty visuals seemingly, and we've got fights on our hands trying to get to the bottom of why vampires want to enslave the human race. Next up, another sports anime. This one, bear with me, could be a slow loop sleeper hit as well. This could be really, really good. This is Birdie Wing. This is the Golf Girl's story. This is April the 5th. This is about the world of golf. You got to bear with me. If you watch Slow Loop, an anime about fishing, bear with me, guys. You can't judge me just yet. 2 girls enter the world of pro golf. I don't understand if they're working together, because I always thought golf was a solo sport, but it does seem they're working together to take over the world of golf. There's a lot of fantastic characters that look very detailed, and the cast looks eclectic and colourful. It looks to be quite a interesting action-y, slice of life-y anime. I've got high hopes. I really hope this one ends up being a bit of a sleeper hit. If this turns out to be really good, you can thank me later. Next up, we have Kawaii Doki Shikimori-san. This is Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, 9th of April. The anime that seems to be getting a lot of hype on doing the rounds. I don't think it's going to be a dress-up darling replacement, but I think that's what people are hoping it's going to be. We have a popular girl with an unlucky boy. The plot's been done quite a few times. Keeping an eye on this one because I can't see what new material you're bringing into this genre because it's been done many times. It's a school rom-com. We've got a girl who is very popular, but she's not just a cutie. She's got a bit more of a hidden side to her, as we always do. I have a school romance for you guys. Looks really pretty. I will give it to her. Shikimori looks gorgeous. I like the artwork for her. So we're going to see how that goes. Next up is an OVA. It's called The Missing 8. It's by Ufotable, and you know I love Ufotable because I gave Demon Slayer first place. Ufotable is coming with us with an OVA about androids, all about androids who are trying to coexist with humans. And this could go really bad. This could be the android uprising that we're all planning for. Or it could be a VV situation, but it's not Wit. This would be something that I would expect Wit to come out with. Maybe it won't work because it isn't Wit. But this is coming out on April the 1st. I'm excited to see how it goes. I do like the idea of androids. Next up, we have Aharon is Indecipherable or Unfathomable. There are two different ways of people saying this one. I think the manga actually says it's indecipherable. It does give me a lot of senpai is annoying type vibes, but we're not in the mature setting this time. We're back in school again. We have a very short girl and a very quiet boy. And the short girl doesn't know a great deal about personal space. She gets right up in your grill. She is random. I'm going to say random because she's unpredictable. People don't really know what she's up to. It's going to be an anime following the shenanigans between the two. It's a comedy, a romance as well. There's a height difference going on, which gives me the senpai is annoying vibes. I think this could be very interesting if done right. And there's a few interesting screenshots of him carrying her through the hallways. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to see how that one goes. The last one for the original titles or the new titles coming our way before we go on to my actual breakdowns, we have Onipan, another one by Wit. So much Wit Studio this season. I'm so happy about demons who are coexisting with humans. There you go. There's always something with Wit. Wit always does an anime where somebody is coexisting with somebody else and there's normally a clash between species or humanity or something. That's something that Wit does really, really well. They are coexisting with humans. It's a comedy. It's placed in the school setting. A lot of fun. This is April the 10th. It's colourful. It also, the art style reminds me of Ranking of Kings. Wit Studio is pretty much gaining a name for being very experimental in styles. A lot of people did not like Ranking of Kin for the way it looked, but the story ended up being the best thing about it because Wit is trying to tell you it's not just about appearances. And sadly, in the world of business, appearances do sell a lot more, and things like Ranking of Kings, there are people out there who refuse to watch Ranking of Kings because it looks like the way it does, cutting out some of your audience. On Japan, they could go down the same route. They could run the same risk of people not wanting to watch it because it looks childish, but this could be another good sleeper hit, so I will inform you in the midway review how that goes. Is it for the new anime that I'm going to be recommending, I'm going to be watching in my spare time. There's a lot of other stuff coming out as well. Spring anime YouTube breakdowns. This is the one. These are the 4 videos I am breaking down this season on my channel. Every single week you're going to be tuning in, hopefully, to hear my thoughts, my breakdowns on these anime. Let's get on with one that continues. You guys have shown me that you do watch this one. Requiem for the Rose King. I was really divided about continuing this one. In general, it isn't the most visually appealing to me. The manga looks 1,000 times better on this one and the pacing's different. But I am having fun breaking down, doing a bit of history with you guys. And you guys know I enjoy history. History is my thing. I did ask you guys if you really wanted me to watch that one. The video has tripled every single other video on the channel. Sure, it's only just scraped 100 by the time I've seen this, but that is the highest ranked video of this season. I will continue to break it down because it's doing so well, and there is clearly people out there, even if you're being shy, that's okay, I totally get that. I am going to continue breaking down the Rose King. It is starting to get very, very dark, and I'm expecting to see a lot more historical events coming our way. We still have the Princes in a Tower to go through. So lots more bloodshed, lots more Shakespearean tragedy coming our way. Thank you guys so much for your support on that. That video ended up probably dragging the entire channel through winter 2022. As much as I really hate to admit it, that was the video series that was pulling everything else through. Let's get some new anime in here for a bit of a dance. Dance, dance, danseur. I am really excited for this one because it was a late announcement and it's by Mappa. I like Mappa, guys. Mappa is really impressive, so I have to watch this one. This is April the 8th. I'm a huge fan of things like Welcome to the Ballroom. Dance, Dance, Danseur is focusing on male ballet. Student who really wants to dance, but he's never danced in his entire life. We've got a character who has all about a beginner and a pro work towards the auditions. We've got an audition coming up and it's about, I guess, giving it your all. Achieve your dreams. So one guy always wanted to dance and maybe he's been too scared to dance. The artwork on this one looks really pretty. I'm guessing the manga on this one looks even better. I really am hyped for this one because I always like the idea of dancing and ice skating and things like this. It's really up my street and it'd be nice to have a sport anime broken down on the channel too. I can't wait. I hope some of you guys will be joining me with this one. The third title I am breaking down on my channel. This one I think might get a few more of you guys peaked, a bit more interested. This is Summertime Rendering, April the 14th, a Tuesday. Just by looking at this picture, you think, oh, it's quite cute. Nothing harmful going on here. There's nothing bad going on in this picture. A girl holding a spider lily, a very bad symbol, and a boy in his clothing, but she's wearing a bikini, which is very, very weird. And you might be thinking, well, why are you breaking this one down? Is it a rom-com? No, my friends, you are looking at an anime that has been pinned as similar to Erased, similar to Another. This is a time travel murder. We've got death, we've got twisted plots, we've got very high stakes. This is not exactly what it looks like from the outset. We have a childhood friend who dies, a boy going back to her funeral, and then we've got a mystery to solve. He has the ability to rewind time, and he's trying to figure out the mystery. Why did she die? What's going on? And it's going to be a big old murder plot. I like a good old murder plot, guys. This is the closest I'm going to get to a horror anime apart from Tomodachi Game this season. So let's break down Summertime Rendering together. I have a feeling this could be the sleeper hit. A lot of channels are starting to recommend this one. I really hope that means there's going to be a big following for it, because I really do think that this has the potential to be on my top 3 list if it plays its card right. And I'm very excited, so I hope you guys are in the mood for some murder, some detective stories going on. Let's try and work out the murder together. And last but not least, my ultimate excite. This is the mega hype for me. This is the anime I'm so hyped to break down. You guys probably already know what it is if you're clued into what's coming out this season. Spy X Family by Wit. Wit Studio got the rights. I was over the moon. As soon as I heard they were going to produce it, I was so happy. Coming out on 9th of April, Saturday. So the schedule will be Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. This is going to be hype. I am so excited. From what I can gather, it's very similar to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The guy is a spy. The girl is an assassin. The young kid is a telepath. She can see things or she can hear things. Everyone's got a unique skill. It's also got a touch of the Incredibles type feeling to it as well. The guy has to go on a mission, and he needs to pull off the ultimate cover story. He needs to be married and needs to have a kid. So he ends up getting married on a spur of the moment in about a week to this woman, and she's probably on a quest as well. And it's all about these guys trying to live that double life, trying to live that double agent life. There's nice pictures of him holding the kid. It's a really cute picture of the dog as well. I love the dog. The dog is absolutely adorable. And one of my friends did ask if it was the chair from Men in Black. Could be. Really hope it is, because that's also a spy type, MI5 type thing. I'm really hyped for this anime, guys. I really hope some of you guys are going to watch this one, because I want to break it down so much. It looks really, really good, and I've been told that there's a lot of good memes coming our way. There's a good waifu in this one as well. Maybe the guy is going to be my husbando for the season. He is quite cute. I can get behind that. And apparently the kid is absolutely meme-worthy. She's going to be memed all over the place. Her face apparently is amazing. I'm really hyped. I really think this is going to be the best anime this season. It's probably going to be creeping towards the top of my top 3. Excited. Those are my top 4 anime that I'm going to be breaking down on the channel with you guys. I can't wait. A nice mix of everything. We've got some sport, we've got some murder, we've got the continuation of some history anime, and we've got spies, assassins, and telepaths. What more could we ask for from a season? Very hyped to get going with this season. Thank you guys so much. If you're finding me for the first time, hello, welcome. I really hope you get to join me on a breakdown this season. Let me guys know in the comments below if you're joining me for any of the 4. And what are your thoughts on the anime coming our way? Have a good day, guys. I can't wait to break down the next season with you. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.